Hey folks, hope you're doing good. Now we got some Blackened music on the channel today, some Blackened death, some Blackened doom, and some black metal. So there you go. This first band up is called Oblivion's Threshold. The track's called El Despertar. Let's check them out. That's a little bit of threshold headroom, sorry, on this one. Let's crank it up a little bit. Nice cymbal sounds. Good bass tone in there as well, you can hear it doing its thing. Cool. Nice Blackened guitar tone, definitely. Nice wide sound to these guys. Got a good atmosphere to it. Great cymbal sounds tinging through the mix. Yeah. Nice melodic guitar. I love you can hear the bass doing its runs. Yeah, lots of different guitar parts. Pretty cool. It's got a real dirty, blackened, sludgy, distorted guitar in the background though. This gives the whole piece of music that blackened vibe. Some cool vocal layering as well. I think I would have liked to see a little bit more tightness on the bass drum. It's got a very muffled kind of pillowy sound. And that's good for a low end, but it's also nice to have a bit of a click or a bit of a tick in there of the high end, a slappy sound maybe. Just so it's not all that pillowy sound. the cymbals sound great. You can hear everything that the cymbals are doing. All the ting and all the crash of the ride and stuff. Very, very cool that was. Yeah, good band. Nice vibe to this one. Slow and trudgy. Long, drawn-out vocals with different waves of vocals coming in and out. I like that. Great cymbal sounds, as I said, and just that great blackened tone to the guitar. You know, that's if you're making blackened music, that's a great tone to have. Now, this next band up is called Broken Trinity, and they're Cold by Odin's Hand, these guys. And I think these guys are a bit more doomy, blackened doom. So let's check it out. I do say that those last guys were pretty doomy and drawn out as well. It said on their Facebook Blackened Death, so I was expecting some blast beats in there, but it was this kind of drawn out doomy stuff as well. Nice thick guitar tone in these guys, nice and wide on the stereo. Yeah, quite a deep sound. Here we go. Hear the bass in this mix as well. Maybe these are the deathy guys I was thinking of. Yeah, you can hear that bass nicely, and it sounds like he's using fingerstyle. And it's cool that you can hear that coming through the sound. You know, it sounds different when you use your fingers. It sounds different when you use a pick. It sounds to me like he's just going digga 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 nicely. Yeah. Nice guitar tone in this band. It's got a real deep depth to it. Again, got that blackened edge to it. A bit darkened. It's nice and deep. Works well on these long drawn out notes, you know. Just fills the sound out. Yeah, got a cool vibe to it. That bass is really cutting through now. And that's nice, because when you've got such a thick and deep guitar tone, getting your bass to cut through over that can be difficult. But because they've got quite a clean bass tone, I think that's why it's working out. If they'd had a fuzzy bass tone as well, it would have been harder to get that to cut through the mix without making it too loud in the mix. But because we can hear that kind of cleanness and a bit of the jangle of the string, it's cutting through that deep, thick guitar tone. Pretty cool. I love to be able to hear that. Because it's supporting the low end as well, the bass is giving a nice fat low end, you can see that on the waveform. But it's also got its own tone within the mix. I know I go on about that in pretty much every video, but yeah, those are the extra little cherries on top that set one band apart from another in the mix. Do you know, if we couldn't hear that bass, if it was just supporting the low end, it'd be one less sound in the mix for your ear to catch on to. And I just think the more sounds in the mix that work, you know, can't just throw any old sound in there, but the more that sounds in the mix that work, the more stuff for your ear to catch on to, the better. So yeah, cool. This one's a long one by the sound of things. I think for this kind of length of track you need a bit more ups and downs, move the energy around a bit more, have a bit more of a kind of build up and crescendo style to the music. Sometimes you can kind of go back to the same riff a few too many times just to lengthen out the track. It doesn't really bring anything new to the mix, it doesn't bring anything new to the listener. So yeah, choosing the right track length. You want to give people enough that they're satisfied, but not too much that it kind of goes a bit over the top. Cool. Let's see how long. Yeah, it was 6 minutes 38. I think that was maybe a minute and a half too long, that track, because we did kind of return to it there again at the end. And I think a nice outro at maybe the 5 minute mark would have worked out kind of just a bit nicer, as I say. Give people enough that they're satisfied. You know, sometimes when we listen to the grind tracks and they're only a minute long, I have to play them again because really you're just getting into it after a minute. But yeah, when you're heading into 6 and towards 7 minutes of track, I think you've really got to take the listener on a big, long journey with that stuff, have a big build-up, have a kind of broke down, chilled section, and then bring them back up for a big kind of crescendo towards the end. And that's generally a nice 3-piece journey throughout a track, and you can fill that kind of time. But for a kind of 5 minute track, I think this would have worked out a little bit better, just so you didn't repeat the riffs too many times. Cool band though. Now this last band up, I'm checking out these guys because these are my singer's new favourite band. He found out about these guys a couple of months ago and he's just been spamming me with their videos and saying check that track out and telling me how good they are. So yeah, we got to check these guys out. Well, it's 2 girls. They're in a black metal band, 2-piece, guitar, drums and vocals, and they both take turns. Like one person will do the drums for a couple of tracks and then the guitarist will hop on the drums and they swap over, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool way of doing it. But this is from a live performance. We're just going to kick off with the first track and check these guys out, because I have been listening to him every time he sends me a link, but I must be honest, I've been trying to save him for the show so I don't listen to it too much. So this is going to be my first proper sit down and listen to these guys. Let's check them out. Bit of headroom on this one. Oh, it's in mono as well. You can hear that's an old guitar. Very thin on the pickups. screaming it out. Big weighty drums, which makes up for the lack of bass, I think. You can get away with just guitar and drums as long as you use big drums, weighty sounding drums, and bring a low end into the music. Cool. I'm not sure if we're going through a bunch of tracks here or not. We'll keep going. Yeah, she's got a good voice. Passionate, gravelly. Cool. And I guess that's the end of the track. Very cool. Cool to see a two-piece, you know, just guitar and drums, but working it out because they've obviously thought about, well, we need big weighty drums in this band. Give the music a low end, fill out some bass tones just with the drums, because there was a lot of tom work and stuff as well in there. Big washy ride cymbal as well to fill out the high end. So even though it's just guitar and drums, you can still fill out the soundscape as kind of as you should do, with a nice washy cymbal for the high end, the guitars in the mids and the snare, and then just have a big kick drum and do lots of tom work with big weighty toms to bring in a bassiness, bring in that low end sound that you need to balance out the mix. And there you go, it works out very nicely. Very, very cool. Well, I've enjoyed all the bands today. We've had a different vibe in each one. Blackened for sure, within the guitar tones mostly, I would say. Real kind of brought the blackness into the music, but doominess, sludginess, drawn out trudginess as well. Some kind of Odin power, fucking Viking stuff. And then some two-man stripped down, I should say two girl stripped down music. You know, with just a cool vibe going on in it. So yeah, there you go. That's what we're going to check out today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll see you around. Bye.